Michigan laying a big number on the road against Maryland. As of the time we're doing this, we don't know the status of the hearing, the appeal, with the injunction, whatever you want to call it, with Harbaugh. Like after what we saw last week, that was when I was having this conversation with some people. Did you come away more impressed or less impressed with Michigan? Well, I guess I'll start with you.
Oh, is there an option C? To me, that was sort of, I think we were texting about this, like the most predictable
there's
game.
Option one, option two. There's no option two. More impressed, less impressed. It's not. Don't get wishy-washy on me.
I'll go 51-49 more impressed. I mean, that was exactly what we expected. Penn State can't move the ball. They get conservative. They make odd decisions in terms of when to go for it, when not to. They're really non-competitive again against a major team. I think Sammy, you texted us like right away. Oh, nice, cute little 19-yard field goal by Penn State. I mean, it's the same game we've seen for years now with Penn State. So this is what we saw. Michigan just kind of toying with them, running the ball the entire second half. So we kind of got what we expected. It wasn't under. It was a pretty easy under. But I mean, this is just what we get with Penn State. We've come to expect it.
The field goal on 4th and 2 or 4th and 3 was the dumbest thing possible. And I know people say, well, hindsight's 20/20. No, you got maybe the best team in the country on the ropes at home potentially. You can go up 7-0. That building is going to explode. And Dr. Glasses decides to kick the field goal, and like the building went dead because, you go up 3-0, then Michigan comes right down the field, right down your throat, scores, and then all the momentum goes away. It was just such a bad decision at that time. And, people will say, well, you got to take the points there. Well, clearly the points didn't matter. You need 7 there because it changes the whole complexion of the game. And, I think a lot of things could be true, Bear. I think I would go option C too, unfortunately, because Michigan still might not have played a really good team all season, but Michigan still hasn't had to show you anything. They didn't have to throw the ball in the second half because they knew Penn State couldn't move the football. So it's a weird situation. I still have Michigan as the highest power rated team, but I feel no confidence in laying 3 points with Michigan against Oregon if they were to meet, or laying, 3.5 against Georgia. Just because the power rating says it's real doesn't mean you would lay the points with Michigan against a very, very good team.
I was impressed because they played well with Harbaugh dying, right? He died, right? That's the
clearly.
After the game, I listened to all the press. It looks like he's dead. So it was an impressive performance considering their coach had passed away right before the game. They look like the same Michigan team we saw all season. And, the Harbaugh suspension was such a half and half, right? Like you get to coach all week, prepare the team all week, recruit all week, but then for 3 hours on Saturday, when everything's already planned, you don't show up, right? I mean, it doesn't. To me, that was Michigan. It was the exact same team that would have played if Harbaugh was physically on the sideline instead of sitting in the bus or wherever he was in the hotel. To me, that's Michigan, right? Exactly who we thought they would be. They ran the ball in the second half because they could, but also they probably didn't want to make a mistake with their quarterback, right? Because the worst thing that would have happened is McCarthy throwing an interception in the second half. So they said, you know what, screw it. We're going to run the football. We don't really trust our quarterback to not make a mistake, and we're going to get out there with a win. I don't really think my opinion of Michigan has changed whatsoever. If Harbaugh's back this weekend, okay, he's back. He's still there all week. He's still game planning, so preparing this team. He just won't be there Saturday. So to me, it was like a half suspension. Doesn't really count very much for how I feel about Michigan.
Yeah, I came away a little less impressed. What you saw in the first half, their tackles were turnstiles.
The right tackle was bad.
Chop was getting in there, and I know Penn State didn't necessarily think very highly of their tackles either. We'll see if Ohio State can expose that. But Sammy, you're both right. How little regard did you have for Penn State's offense to just say, okay, we don't need to throw. We're not going to throw a ball in the second half. We don't need to. They're not going to move the ball. So I don't know. And look, Jim Harbaugh got suspended early in the year for lying about recruiting a couple of years ago, right?
Yes, cheeseburger.
He also got suspended now because their program is cheating, and there is this plan and lied out of sign stealing and in an illegal way, violating NCAA rules that's been out there too, right? How the hell do they turn this into them being the victim here? And this it is amazing. Your coach got suspended earlier in the year. He's suspended again now because the head of the program, this was going on under his watch. how are people like feeling sorry for them? Like, oh no, poor Michigan. And then I see a headline this morning like, oh, it will be terrible if Michigan doesn't have its head coach on the sideline to win their 1,000th program game. Like, what? Stop.
I say this a lot, but it comes up obviously right now. I think the best superpower the athletes have is creating this sense of me against the world, right? We're the underdog. Everyone hates us. And they're doing that right now, right? That's exactly what they're doing. Most of us, 90% of us, have no affiliation to Michigan or Ohio State or the Big Ten. I will actually have affiliation, I guess, come July or August, but no one care. I don't really care, Bear. I don't care what the outcome of Michigan is. It doesn't bother me. I'm not rooting against Michigan or for Michigan. And so a lot of us are like, yeah, like the overreaction I feel is typical for football players. This is the way they respond in times of adversity. It's me against the world. No one believes in us. Screw everyone else. Bet was the word of the day on Saturday as everyone tweeted that out, or Friday, whenever it was. And that's what athletes do. So to me, it's nothing abnormal. The Harbaugh Michigan America's team thing was, it's what it is. But this is what athletes always do. They create this narrative of everyone hates us.
Yeah, and I don't know.
They're definitely underdogs though, because they're definitely underdogs because they're going to be favored against Ohio State for the first time in a long time. So yeah, they're definitely the underdog. Exactly. Bear, also, if you need me to cry at the end of the show like the interim coach, I will do that for you. Okay.
Bear Bets full episodes drop twice a week right here on the Bear Bets YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe to stay ahead of the odds, and let's celebrate all of our wins together.